So give me now Matthew 19. Matthew 19 verse 16, because this is Christ. This is out of Christ's own mouth. You have the Christian church that says what? That the laws are done away with. That you don't have to keep none of God's laws, right? They do say that. You know, I grew up in it. They still say it today. That the laws are done away with, right? That yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know how the churches say that the laws of God is done away with? Because they might not just flat out tell you that, but by them not teaching the laws, which are required by the Most High, they're saying it indirectly. That's the reason why the people leave. And then when we ask them, what about keeping the laws of God, they don't know. And they've been in the church for many years. Like my brother said, he grew up, his people as a pastor. But he didn't learn about the Bible until how many years later? Like 18 years, 17 to 18 years later. So although they're not telling you directly saying that the laws of God is not done away with, they're teaching it indirectly. Because what they're supposed to be doing is telling you God's laws. But that's what got us in trouble in the first place.
So basically, the Jews is telling the preachers what to do.
Right. The people that we called you.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. But the point is, the preachers are supposed to be. A preacher. Can I read that thing? Give me Ezekiel 3. This is what the preachers are supposed to be doing. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 17. You got it?
Yes, sir. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 3 and verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel.
The term watchman is a preacher. A watchman is someone who is responsible for the people that he's watching.
Right.
That's the job of a preacher. A preacher is supposed to be over the people in terms of warning them and giving them God's law.
Right.
Giving them God's commandments to warn them from God's wrath. Read it again.
Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the words at my mouth and give them warning from me.
So the preacher's job is to give the people warning from God. Because the preacher or the watchman is a messenger from God to carry the message to the people.
Were they the tribal preachers?
The Levites. But the priesthood was changed to Judah when we talk about Christ. So everybody that repent, they're teaching them. Okay, all of the men. Well, like it says in another part of the scriptures, thine eyes shall see thy teachers. They ain't talking about what's going on in the church, it's talking about now. Read.
Verse 18?
Yes.
Verse 18. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die.
The preacher is supposed to be telling the people, when he says, when I say unto the wicked, because our people are breaking God's laws. So at that point, they're in wickedness. So the message is, when I say unto the people to my people that are breaking God's laws, they will be termed the wicked. Go ahead.
When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speak warning to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand.
You see what's going to happen to the preachers? The Most High gave the message to the preachers to give the warning to the people, to keep God's laws. But then it said what? Read that statement again. That verse.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 18. But his blood will I require.
Before that.
Verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the word in my mouth, and give them warning from me.
So the preacher's job is to give the warning to the people about what God is going to do. Go ahead. Say with it.
Verse 18. When they say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die.
That's what the preachers are supposed to be telling the people, like John the Baptist. When John the Baptist came on the scene, he wasn't telling everybody about love. He said, repent. He told them to repent. That word means to change. But keep God's laws. That's what that means. Read that again. When I say what?
When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die.
That's a warning. The preachers are supposed to be warning our people from God's judgment.
Nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way.
But if the preacher don't tell the people about God's judgment, nor warn them of their wicked ways, when we see our people in sin and we don't say anything, watch this.
To save his life.
That's the purpose of what the preacher's supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be teaching them God's laws to keep them out of God's wrath, saving them from danger.
Right.
The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity.
The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity. Why? Because he was never told about God's laws. So he's going to die. But watch what's going to happen to the preacher. But his blood will require at the head. But the man that died because you didn't teach him, I'm going to require his blood at your hands because you knew what to tell them. You knew my word, but you never told my people.
Right.
You never woke them up. You allowed them to be out here getting slain in lies and sin.
Yeah.
They're responsible.
Yeah.
Anybody that's carrying this Bible, teaching it, they are responsible for teaching God's laws. Not how according to how they feel. They're supposed to be giving you God's words.
That's right.
That's what they're supposed to be giving you. Verse 18. Yet if they warn the wicked, but if we do what God said and warn our people about God's judgment, and he turns not from his wickedness, and the people decide they don't want to hear the Bible, they don't want to hear God's laws, nor from his wicked way, nor did he change his ways, he shall die in his iniquity. The same thing as before. He shall die. Why? Because he didn't listen to the word that was being told to him. Read. But thou hast delivered thy soul. But you preachers, you have delivered your soul. Why? Because you did your job. The reason why I used the term watchman, because in the old time, there was literally a tower where the people had to watch in a tower for war, for the enemy coming in to destroy the people in the city. And he's sitting up there, and he sees the army coming. And there was a certain sound that he had to blow to let the people. He sees the danger coming, and he don't say nothing. When the army comes in and wipe the people out, who's the survivors going to look to? They say, well, look, you knew about it. How come you didn't say nothing?
Yeah.
Just the same way. Just look at it in terms today. You got airplanes, right? Here you get a pilot that's going to get on the plane, knowing that the plane is defective. Do the people on the plane know? No. The plane is flying. Something go wrong with the plane. Then they do a whole NTSB investigation, and they find out, well, you get on this plane. The mechanics didn't check this. They didn't fix that. Who do the families hold responsible? The pilot and the airline, and everybody's in trouble. That's what the Most High is saying about the preachers. You have this word. We are bonded to teach our people to get right, so that it will save our lives. We can't make people repent. Only thing we can do is what God told them to do.
Right.
It's teach them the commandments. It's on them whether they turn around or not. But we ourselves, we don't want to pay for not teaching our brothers. That's the reason why we do what we do. Because we don't want to be blamed for our people remaining in sin. And a lot of the preachers, like we were talking about earlier, a lot of the preachers got the Bible. And they're singing and dancing and eating pork and all kind of madness and not teaching the people what the Bible is talking about. But not teaching the Bible, not teaching the people about what this Bible is really saying. So when the people get destroyed, the Most High going to deal with the preachers too.
Yeah. Right.
Right, that's Jeremiah 23. Right. And that, matter of fact, let's get that. Jeremiah 23 and start at verse 1. Because there's a judgment for those that do those things, as the deacon was bringing out. Read that real quick. It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23, verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my patience. Right, so he said, woe be unto the pastors that scatter his flock. That's what you see happen in Christianity today. Because they're not teaching our people to keep God's laws, as we were talking about earlier. So guess what? Homosexuality is fine. It's okay to be an adulterer. Half of the preachers in the church are the ones committed for adultery. You see what I mean? All types of wickedness goes on to the church. So guess what? You're supposed to be, like the deacon was bringing out in Ezekiel 3, you're supposed to be the watchman, right? But now our people, you're supposed to tell them what's right and what's wrong. They can't get that because you're not teaching them. And that's the problem. And that's what our job is to do. Matter of fact, give me Nehemiah 8 and 8.
They the watchmen, they watching the wrong thing.
Yeah, they're watching the wrong thing, guys. But this is another part of our job as well. Nehemiah chapter 8 and verse 8. Get that. It's the book of Nehemiah, chapter 8, verse 8. So they read in the book of the law of God distinctly. So it says we read in the book of the law of God. We read in this Bible distinctly and did what? It gave the sense. It caused them to understand the reading. It said we gave them sense and caused them to understand the reading. That's our job, is to cause our people to understand what this Bible says. The Christian church, they cherry pick what they want. Right. They say they want to bless and God will bless you, but they don't want to keep none of the commandments. He said, I will bless you if you keep the commandments. They want the kingdom of God, but they don't want to keep none of his commandments. Right. They don't work like that. So these are some of the commandments that we're supposed to keep, right? So I know you wonder, like, okay, why do these brothers have these fringes on their clothes, right? Let's get that in the Numbers. Read that.
Numbers chapter 15, verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel.
So he says, speak unto the children of Israel, right? You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Go ahead.
And bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments.
So this was a commandment that we were supposed to make fringes in the border of our garments. The pastor tell you it don't matter what God, it doesn't matter what you wear. Come as you are. You don't have to change yourself. That's the thing. Like I said before earlier, in order for us to change our community, we must change ourselves. We've been doing the same thing for years and ain't nothing changed in the community. Nothing changed in the community. So now we have to change. Our people don't want to change. They don't want to actually do what this Bible says. I'm going to just give you an example. Like I said, don't believe it because we said. So research these things. For years and years, our people have been doing what they thought was right. Now we're coming up with the truth according to the Bible and telling them this is what you must do in order to be successful. Hold what you have. Give me Joshua 1 and 8. Hold that real quick and give me Joshua chapter 1 verse 8. Our people want to try to find out how to be successful. Now ultimately we'll never get to where we want until we get the kingdom, Lord's will, when we reign forever. But in order to have some type of success in this lifetime, in this captivity, we must keep God's commandments. Read that.
It's the book of Joshua, chapter 1, verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein, day and night.
So this book of the law, this Bible shall not, it should always be within us. We have to meditate in it day in, day out, right? Go ahead, day and night. Read.
That thou might observe to do according to all that is written therein.
It said we have to observe to do all that is according therein. Read.
But then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
And so that's the only way we're going to be prosperous and have good success. When you look at us, you may not have known. You have a lot of people who try to understand how is it that we're able to do the things that we do. We have, like right now today, we're celebrating the grand opening of the school here in Kansas City. This is like the 35th school or 36th school that we have within IUIC. Other people aren't doing these things. We have been to other countries, building our people up that are scattered over here to these other countries. We are starting a schooling system for our children so that they will no longer be destroyed by the wickedness in the school system now. You see all of these things, they want these changes in our community. They want these changes, but they can't get them because they're not changing themselves. That's how we were able to do these things, because we kept God's law.
What about the brothers is yelling at all the white people in Pastor and stuff? That ain't y'all, is it?
No, not at all, not at all. Check this out. Matter of fact, give me Matthew 19. Matthew 19. Because at the end of the day, we went into God's laws. We went into captivity, but not keeping God's laws. These other nations, they're just used as a sword to punish us. That's all it is. At the end of the day, like I said, we got to, matter of fact, give me Leviticus 19. Give me that. Leviticus 19.
Call it stiff neck?
Yes. And that's, you see it. You see it. We want to blame everybody for our problems except for dealing with what's really wrong, and which is us. We're the problem. This is why we're in this position that we're in now. We're the problem.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.